Hello, I'm Matt Marshall, founder and editor-in-chief of VentureBeat. We're here live from GTC 2024, talking with Aaron Arvizu, VP of Sales and Marketing at ZT Systems, and Raymond Miles, VP of Architecture at ZT Systems. Welcome, Aaron and Raymond.
Thanks for having us, Matt.
Thanks for having us.
What does ZT Systems do, and why are you here at GTC?
Well, ZT Systems, we build cloud and AI servers for the cloud service providers of the world, right? Some of the largest cloud service providers that provide all of the AI products that Jensen was talking about today, we build those and we ship them to their data centers around the world.
Great, so the big cloud providers, can you talk a little bit about any announcements you've made here? It seems like there's a ton of announcements. What has ZT Systems said today?
Sure, go ahead, Raymond.
Yeah, no, we've announced basically a partnership with Nvidia around the Grace Blackwell platform that Jensen was discussing, and Proc announced around that, and we're super excited to be part of that ecosystem.
What was the announcement exactly? How do you key into that?
Well, if you look at the rack product that he announced, right, with all of those GB200 Blackwells in them, we're in the process of building that product out, and we'll be shipping that product to our customers later this year in those large volume clusters that he was announcing at the keynote, right? So, they'll be shipping, prototypes middle of the year and production later in the year. So,
how differentiated is ZT Systems when it's doing that? So maybe give the guests here a sense of how ZT Systems is differentiated from some of the other players in the market.
So we focus on ZT Systems on a smaller group of customers and a smaller group of products, right? So we have not only AI products, which is our largest product portfolio, we also have storage and compute products, but a smaller subset to a smaller set of very large customers. So we like to focus and give very special attention to those customers that are very large and very specific to their needs. And we meet those needs because they're very, very difficult to meet. So when you're talking about the massive cloud service providers of the world.
Aaron, you said you woke up at 3 a.m. this morning from Houston to fly in for this event. Yeah. There's a lot of people here. What has been the highlight so far? If you've been able to have some coffee and keep going.
Definitely had some coffee, but had a brief instance to walk the show floor. But so far it's been the keynote, right? And it's just you watch that keynote, you watch the products that are announced, and then you really think about all of the things that Nvidia is doing to all the businesses they touch, all the segments they touch. They talked about healthcare, they talked about, robotics, self-driving. It's amazing that a company like Nvidia is able to touch so many segments, impact so many segments, and we're just, we're actually really happy to be working with them and one of their partners in developing that product that he announced, which is, just really changing the world. So.
Yeah,
Raymond,
and if I would add to that, I think the thing that was so powerful about how Jensen spoke to, basically said the GPU, he showed what the GPU is now. So that was all those racks, right? Yeah. And that is such a change, right? It's no longer just a single chip, on a board. He talked about the evolution from that to having 8 GPUs on a board to now those racks clustered together with the NVLink switch, with the spine in the back, with liquid cooling. And that is super complicated to put together. But the power of the processing that's there is incredible, right? And so we feel so excited to be part of that ecosystem, building that first generation product.
Yeah, one of the big themes around this event was the AI, generative AI revolution specifically. Can you talk a little bit about how that's impacting your business?
Well, I think for us, we provide infrastructure and hardware, and so I think the demand is coming to our customers, and we get a lot of orders. So the business is great right now with these Nvidia GPU products, and and I'd say that's where we see it.
Yeah. And supporting the supply and demand of these customers, as Raymond mentioned, the complexity of that product that Jensen announced, being able to manufacture that in high volume with high quality, right, takes a unique skill set that ZT Systems kind of brings to our customers in our market, because to do something that complex and that high volume takes a very specialized workforce that we have.
Yeah, one of the things that he mentioned as well was the reason why they went for this audacious project was the huge demand for these solutions he wants to supply. There's been a dynamic of significant over demand to the supply, driving prices up, a lot of dependency on Nvidia. You're in the middle of this, right, in terms of supplying the big cloud companies, Amazon, Google. I don't think you mentioned these publicly, but you supply these cloud companies, Microsoft. Can you tell us a little bit about how you see that dynamic unfolding in terms of the pricing, supply, demand? Is that easing up a little bit this year?
We still see demand very strong this year. We work. One of the reasons we have a very small group of customers. One, they're very large, and we work very closely with them on their supply demand. Right, we create supply programs that are specific to those customers' needs, right, that are fulfilling their demand. And again, at least through the rest of this calendar year, we see the demand very strong. We work closely with Nvidia on supply and demand. We actually have found that we work really well not only with our customers, but with Nvidia on meeting the needs of the customers. ZT's been around for almost 30 years now. There's highs and lows of supply and demand. You just work through that. That's just part of business.
What's next for ZT Systems?
I would say liquid cooling. Yeah. That's one of the things that Jensen mentioned today, and that is a huge focus for us because that's if you think about the data center industry for the last 30 plus years, the fluid of cooling data centers has been air. And now we're going to just change that like on a dime. Yeah. So much has to change, right? Leak detection and the plumbing and the cooling systems, and I mean it's super complicated. So that's one of the areas where ZT is super focused with Nvidia is solving those problems and building factories, right, to build and manufacture liquid cool racks. This is a huge change for the industry, and nothing like a good challenge.
Yeah. Jensen mentioned 2 liters of water per second or something.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water. And in IT equipment, folks usually aren't thinking about pumps and
right.
Liquid, right? So it's all new.
It's the first time I'm talking with an architect who's thinking about water in tech and digital.
And not electricity. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Raymond.
You're welcome.
For joining us.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guests, and be sure to explore more sessions in GTC catalog.